Namaskar. Today in this video we will deal administrative principles of management from chapter 2 of 12th class business study. In this video we will deal basically 14 principles given by Henry Fayol. First of all, we would like to show some journey of Henry Fayol. He was born in 1841 and died in 1925. He was a mining engineer and management theorist. He was graduated from Mining Academy at St. Antony in 1880. He founded the mining company Compagnie de Commentary Fortescue Decazeville and became its managing director in 1888 and remained on this position till 1918. He wrote a book, Administration Industrially at General. It was published in English as General and Industrial Management in 1949 and is widely considered a fundamental work in the classical management theory. His contribution in the management field is basically 14 management principles given by him, which were referred as administrative principles and mostly applicable at top level management. Now let me give the list of these 14 principles. 1. First, division of work, authority and responsibility, principle of discipline, unity of command, unity of direction, subrogation of individual interest to general interest, remuneration of employees, centralization and decentralization, scalar chain, principle of order, principle of equity, principle of stability of personnel, principle of initiatives, and 14, principle of split the corp. Now we will deal one by one. First of all, division of work. This principle basically concerns on dividing the work in logical parts and assume that trained specialist is being appointed to complete each part. It creates specialization in organization. Basic benefits of this principle: it increase the quality of production, क्योंकि स्पेशलिस्ट काम करेंगे और ट्रेंड वर्कर काम करेंगे. काम को छोटे छोटे हिस्सों में बांट दिया गया है और एक छोटे हिस्से को जब एक वर्कर लगातार करता रहेगा तो उसको करने में उसकी एफिशिएंसी बढ़ेगी, जिससे इट विल इंक्रीज द क्वालिटी ऑफ प्रोडक्शन. Second, it will obviously if a worker becomes specialist in particular part of work, then the speed of the work will increase. It will decrease wastage. An expert worker will not waste raw material. Increase in the motivation of the worker. हम उसी काम में ज़्यादा अच्छे से करते हैं जिसमें एक्सपर्ट होते हैं और जो काम हमें पसंद है वो करते हैं. It will obviously increase our motivation in that. There, अगर ये principle follow ना हो, if this principle is being ignored, then can you find what can happen if this principle is being ignored? Obviously, quality of production will decrease, speed of work will slow, and there will be large amount of wastage of resources. It will decrease the motivation. Second principle, authority and responsibility. First of all, we need to understand what is authority. Authority is the right to give order and obtain obedience. And responsibility is actually the result of authority. किसी को ऑर्डर देना और उससे ओबीडियंस लेना, this is authority. If a person holding a post where he has the right to give order and right to take decision, then that person is supposed to have that type of authority, or responsibility is the result of authority. This principle basically concern on the equity of authority and responsibility. With the help of this principle, Henry Fayol actually stresses that every manager must be given authority and responsibility in equal quantum. The amount of authority and amount of responsibility both must be equal. If authority will be higher than the responsibility, then there will be misuse of authority, and if responsibility is more than authority, then work could not be done appropriately. So this principle stresses there should be a parity in authority and responsibility. There are some benefits of this principle. It helps in achieving the goals of the organization. It also makes results effective and efficient. कॉस्ट भी कम आती है और टाइम पे भी काम पूरा होता है. अगर ये प्रिंसिपल फॉलो ना हो, देयर मे बी सम ड्रॉबैक्स. जॉब रिमेन्स अंडर परफॉर्म. There may be lack of efficiency in decision making. So there must be parity in authority and responsibility. Now, third principle, principle of discipline. All of you may already have understood the concept of discipline. It means obedience towards the rules and terms of employment agreement by employees and superior for smooth working of organization. This principle stresses that worker as well as the manager should respect the rules of the organization and the terms and conditions of the agreement signed by employee and managers. There are some benefits of this principle. It increases the reputation of the organization. It creates better labor management क्योंकि दोनों को अपने रोल क्लियर रहते हैं. It increases efficiency in the organization. और अगर ये प्रिंसिपल इग्नोर किया जाए तो obviously it will create disorder. High labor turnover. बार बार high labor turnover means workers ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को ज्वाइन करेंगे, रूल रेगुलेशन फॉलो नहीं होंगे तो छोड़ के चले जाएंगे, बार बार आएंगे, बार बार जाएंगे. दिस इज कॉल्ड हाई लेबर टर्नओवर. इट विल ऑल्सो क्रिएट लेस कॉन्फिडेंस. इफ वी इग्नोर दिस प्रिंसिपल, इट विल क्रिएट डिसऑर्डर. देयर विल बी हाई लेबर टर्नओवर एंड लेस कॉन्फिडेंस इन वर्कर. Fourth, unity of command. Unity of command. This principle, workers should get order from one superior at a time. Workers should be answerable to one superior at a time. Means हर वर्कर की पोजीशन इस तरीके से सेट होनी चाहिए कि उसको सिर्फ एक ही बॉस से ऑर्डर मिले. A worker must not be put under two superiors simultaneously. एक सुपीरियर वर्कर. अब वर्कर 1 को सिर्फ के ऊपर सिर्फ एक सुपीरियर है, वर्कर 2 के ऊपर भी एक सुपीरियर है. मतलब एक सुपीरियर के अंदर एक से ज्यादा वर्कर हो सकते हैं क्योंकि हर वर्कर को उसी सुपीरियर से ऑर्डर मिलेगा. देयर विल बी यूनिटी ऑफ कमांड. बट एक वर्कर के ऊपर 2 सुपीरियर नहीं हो सकते हैं. इट विल बी द इग्नोरेंस ऑफ दिस प्रिंसिपल. द बेनिफिट्स ऑफ दिस प्रिंसिपल इज रोल क्लियरिटी. वर्कर को पता रहेगा कि किसका ऑर्डर फॉलो करना है. इजी टू सेट रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. एफिशिएंसी ऑफ द वर्कर इंक्रीजेस. एफिशिएंसी ऑफ द सुपीरियर इज ऑल्सो गोइंग टू इंक्रीज क्योंकि उसको वो जिसको ऑर्डर दे रहा है जिस वर्कर को उसने ऑर्डर दिया है उसको पता है वो वर्कर उसका काम जरूर करेगा क्योंकि उस वर्कर को और कोई ऑर्डर नहीं दे रहा है. If this principle is being ignored, then ऑब्वियसली इट विल क्रिएट कंफ्यूजन। एक वर्कर को दो व्यक्तियों से ऑर्डर मिलेंगे तो वो कंफ्यूज हो जाएगा, किसको फॉलो करें। इट विल डिक्रीज एफिशिएंसी, लैक इन सेटिंग अकाउंटेबिलिटी, system disorder will be created. So if this principle is going to be ignored, it will create the confusion in the mind of the worker. It will decrease the efficiency of the worker. Worker will not, we cannot set accountability toward a work for a worker, and it will create disorder in our system. Next principle is unity of direction. This is special. There should be one boss and one plan for a group of activities having same objective. If objective is same, then there must be a same plan and a single boss. This ensures unity of action and coordination. अगर एक कंपनी कार भी बनाती है और दूसरी तरफ कॉस्मेटिक्स भी बनाती है, तो कॉस्मेटिक बनाने और कार बनाने दोनों के लिए अलग अलग बॉस होना चाहिए और अलग अलग उनकी प्लान होनी चाहिए, अलग अलग उनको रिसोर्स डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होने चाहिए. दिस इज कॉल्ड यूनिटी ऑफ डायरेक्शन. देयर इज अ स्पेशल कमेंट ओवर यूनिटी ऑफ डायरेक्शन एंड यूनिटी ऑफ कमांड. यूनिटी ऑफ कमांड इंक्रीजेस द एफिशिएंसी ऑफ द वर्कर, क्योंकि उसको एक से ही ऑर्डर मिलते हैं. इससे पहले वाले प्रिंसिपल में हमने पढ़ा यूनिटी ऑफ कमांड वेयर अ वर्कर गेट ऑर्डर फ्रॉम अ सिंगल बॉस. It will create the efficiency of that particular worker. But unity of direction, it is a principle actually being followed by whole of organization to create the organizational efficiency. Unity of command individual efficiency पे concentrate करता है, unity of direction organizational efficiency पे concentrate करता है. The benefit of this principle, easy to achieve objective. We can easily achieve our objective. Obviously it will create specialization, increase the efficiency of the organization, helps in coordination, no overlapping of activity. If this principle is being ignored, then we will miss the objectives. We could not create specialization in that. It will definitely decrease the efficiency of the organization if this principle is being ignored. Then there will be miscoordination and there will be overlapping of activities. Next, subrogation of individual interest for general interest. The interest of an organization should be take priority over the interest of any one individual employee. इस प्रिंसिपल के अंतर्गत यह है कि वर्कर्स एम्प्लॉइज के अपने ऑब्जेक्टिव हैं, ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के अपने ऑब्जेक्टिव हैं. मैनेजमेंट शुड केयर फॉर बोथ ऑफ दीज ऑब्जेक्टिव, बट if there is some clash in these objectives, then priority must be given to the organizational objective. Means for the organizational objective, personal interests may be sacrificed. If we follow this principle, then it will provide a clarity in the management decision. If there would be clash, management will be clear to take decision towards organization. Concentration on organizational objective, it will create concentration over those objectives. Everybody get benefit in organizational objectives if organizational objectives are being achieved. We need to note that if for fulfilling individual interest, if we ignore organizational interest, then it will facilitate that particular individual only. But if we concentrate over the organizational objective, then ultimately it will fulfill workers' objective, owners' objective, and management objectives in in long run. If this principle is being ignored, then it will increase personal differences because somebody is going to get benefit if this principle is being ignored. Decrease in effectiveness of the managerial decision, hindrance in the achieving of objective. We cannot achieve organizational objective by ignoring this principle. Next, remuneration to employees. Fair and competitive remuneration should be paid to employees on set time and set place to maintain reasonable standard of living. Means this principle says that there must be a logical quantum of remuneration which can facilitate a worker to create a level of living. And that remuneration must be set and clear. The timing of remuneration must be set, and the place where the remuneration is going to be paid, that must be set. This principle stresses over quantum of the remuneration, place setting, and time setting of the remuneration. The benefit of this principle, it will encourage the worker and provide satisfaction to the employees. It will increase dedication. If a worker is getting sufficient salary, obviously he will create some dedication towards the organization. Third, it will decrease labor turnover. Set remuneration मिलेगा तो labor छोड़ के नहीं जाएगा. If this principle is being ignored, then obviously it will create dissatisfaction. It will decrease dedication of the worker towards the organization, and it will increase labor turnover. जो benefits थे वो तीनों के तीनों ignore हो जाएंगे अब. Next, centralization and decentralization. When all decision making authorities are concentrated in a one person, it is called centralization. It is the ultimate position of centralization where all decisions are being concentrated into a single person. And when this authority is being distributed among more than one, is called decentralization. डिसीजन मेकिंग पावर एक व्यक्ति के अंदर है, इट इज द एक्सट्रीम पोजीशन ऑफ सेंट्रलाइजेशन. और डिसीजन मेकिंग अगर बांट दी गई है नीचे वाले ऑफिसर्स में, देन इट इज कॉल्ड डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन. द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ सेंट्रलाइजेशन एंड डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन actually stresses over setting the degree of centralization and decentralization. This principle says that every organization must set which powers are going to be centralized and which are going to be decentralized. So setting of that quantum is called principle of centralization and decentralization. Benefits of this principle: it will decrease workload on higher authority, क्योंकि अब उनके जब वो नीचे की तरफ डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर देंगे तो उनके हिस्से में काम कम रह जाएगा. क्विक एंड लॉजिकल डिसीजन, जो पॉइंट पे मैनेजर काम कर रहा है उसी को डिसीजन मेकिंग अथॉरिटी दे दी गई है, तो क्विकनेस आएगी डिसीजंस में. इट विल इंक्रीज द मोटिवेशन ऑफ द सबऑर्डिनेट, जब उसको पता लगेगा कि ये डिसीजन मैं ले सकता हूं, इट विल इंक्रीज द मोटिवेशन ऑफ दैट वर्कर. If this principle is being ignored, then superior will be overburdened. All skills of subordinate cannot be used. There will be discouragement on employees. There will be a decline in encouragement of employees. Will not be motivated if there will be complete centralization. Next, scalar chain. It set the formal communication of authority and responsibility in straight line. Means scalar chain is actually the development of communication system of an organization. This principle says that there must be a set linear procedure of or linear communication system in every organization where authority flows from top to bottom and responsibility flows from bottom to top. अथॉरिटी ऊपर से नीचे की तरफ आए और रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नीचे से ऊपर की तरफ फ्लो करें. Let's see this chart where A is at top level and B, C, D, E. This is the first chain under A, and second chain under A is L, M, and O. These are managers of different levels, where A can give order to B and B will be responsible toward A. Similarly, in the LMN side, A can transmit order to L and A will be responsible to fulfill that order. This is the flow of communication in an organization. There is a concept of gangplank, which is being shown with the help of yellow arrow from D to N. This is an emergent situation which can be used in emergency, where equal cadre officer can communicate to each other. If there is some information with D which is immediately being required by N, then the real process will be कि D C को दे, C B को ट्रांसमिट करे, B A को ट्रांसमिट करे और A फिर L को ट्रांसमिट करे, फिर L M को ट्रांसमिट करे, फिर M N को ट्रांसमिट करे. तो दिस इज द फॉर्मल कम्युनिकेशन सिस्टम कि D से C B A के पास जाए, फिर A से L M फिर N के पास आए. बट इट विल बी अ टाइम कंज्यूमिंग प्रोसेस. सो गैंगप्लैंक इज अ सिस्टम वेयर इक्वल कैडर ऑफिसर्स are permitted to communicate directly to each other in emergent condition only. Let's see the benefit of this. It will set flow of information, speedy solution of problems and role clarity. सबको पता होगा कि उसको ऑर्डर किस तरफ से आएंगे और उसको किसके प्रति रिस्पॉन्सिबल रहना है. रोल क्लियरिटी रहेगी यार ऑफिसर में इफ द कम्युनिकेशन सिस्टम इज सेट. इफ दिस बीइंग इग्नोर्ड देन देयर विल बी कंफ्यूजन, hurdles in decision making, system failure. These will be the demerits if this principle is being ignored. Scalar chain ignore होगा, it will create confusion, it will create hurdles to the manager while making decision, and it will ultimately prove to be a system failure. Next principle, that is principle of order. Principle of order, it says that every person and material should be available on set place and set time in set quantum. Principle of order says it means that every material must be available on set time and set quantity. Whenever a material is being required, it must be available with the worker who is in the requirement of that material. This is principle of order. If this principle is being fulfilled, then maximum utilization of material will be proved in an organization. It will increase the effectiveness of the worker. टाइम पे काम पूरे होंगे. अगर टाइम पे सारा सामान अवेलेबल होगा तो टाइम पे काम भी पूरा होगा. It will create better discipline in the worker. If this principle is being ignored, then there will be misuse of resources. Required quantity में और required time पे अगर material नहीं होगा, there will be a misuse of resource. It will increase accident and it will decrease effectiveness in an organization. Next, principle of equity. good sense and experience are needed to ensure fairness to all employees, who should be treated as fairly as possible. According to Fayol, this principle emphasizes kindliness and justice in the behavior of the managers towards worker. Actually, this principle is to create the harmonical relationship between managers and the worker, where managers need to concentrate over treating everyone with kindness and without breaking rule. Every rule regulation must be used in equal quantum to everyone. This is principle of equity. Benefit of this: it will increase the satisfaction of the employees. Employees will be more devoted toward the organization, and employees will work with high level of motivation, and they will be ready to adapt the business changes if this principle is being fairly followed. And if this principle is being ignored, then employees will not be satisfied. The devotion of the employees will be decreased. There will be less or no motivation in the worker, and they will not be ready to adapt changes in the business. Next principle: stability of personnel. This principle states that the tenure of the personnel must be stable up to a logical length. एक जॉब पे एक वर्कर को उपयुक्त समय के लिए छोड़ना जरूरी है. There must be a logical length of the tenure of the personnel. That wholeness of the employees can be highlighted. एक वर्कर को एक महीने एक जॉब पे रखा, फिर वहां से हटा के दूसरे पे रख लिया, फिर तीसरे पे भेजा, फिर चौथे पे भेजा, एक महीने पे उसको हटाते रहे, दूसरी जॉब पे भेजते रहे. Then we could not assess the real skill, real talent of that worker. So we need to provide sufficient time on a particular job so that the skill of the worker can be highlighted appropriately. The benefit of this: it will create high confidence in the worker. It will obviously increase the goodwill of the business, and there will be less expense and less requirement of the training if a worker is being provided a suitable time over a particular job. If this principle is being ignored, then employees will lose the confidence, the reputation of the business. There will be bad effect over reputation, and high expenses will be for training. Next, principle of initiative. Employees are encouraged to develop and carry out their idea for improvement. According to Fayol, initiative means providing the space for taking the first step with self-motivation. Means every organization must provide a space where innovative and creative ideas coming from the employees can be implemented if they are correct up to a level, right? So the employees there must be a system where employees may say about their work, where they may be permitted to show their creativeness about their working. This is called principle of initiative. The benefit of this: it will create creative thinking in the business. It will increase cooperation between employees and the manager. It will increase sense of attachment. If a worker is being supposed to take his own step to work over particular job, then he will work sincerely because plan is maintained by him and he is doing work according to his choice. So there will be high level of attachment with that work. If this principle is being ignored, then it will decrease the flow of new idea. अगर बिजनेस ऐसा सिस्टम प्रोवाइड नहीं करेगा तो कोई भी एम्प्लॉय अपने क्रिएटिव आइडिया नहीं बताएगा. नॉन कोऑपरेटिव बिहेवियर ऑफ द एम्प्लॉय, it will decline in attachment on employee side. Next, principle of spirit de corps. It is the higher level of creating team feeling. This principle stresses of creating team spirit of unity and harmony among employees. This principle says that there must be a oneness in a team in all worker, where every worker is being attached with each other. There must be attachment with workers and with the workers and managers. This is called spirit de corps. If this principle is being fulfilled, then employees' motivation will be high, because every worker works in a team and will be cooperative to each other, so it will increase the motivation. Attachment with co-worker and with business will be high. Easy to achieve organizational objective, where whole team is working toward, then the organizational objective can easily be achieved. If this principle is being ignored, then employees' motivation will not be high. It will be degraded. There will be no attachment among the co-workers and workers with business. There will be no attachment. And organizational could not be achieved, because every person, every employee will concentrate over his or her objectives only. So this is all about 14 principles of management. Thanks a lot for watching this video.